The document that I have analyzed is a transcription of an interview that a man named Noah Lawrence conducted in 2004 with a woman named Phyllis Griffin. Interestingly enough, Phyllis was not the main topic of the interview. Instead, the main focus was her mother, Edna Griffin. Griffin was an important civil rights leader within her community, and Lawrence spends a large amount of the interview asking questions pertaining to the actions and personality traits of Phyllis's mother that she remembers. In the first 3 pages of the interview transcription in particular, Lawrence goes from the level of racism that Phyllis Griffin experienced during her childhood to the accomplishments of her mother Edna Griffin, as well as her parenting style. This interview was conducted in order to show the importance of civil rights leaders within smaller communities rather than experiencing tunnel vision onto the big names of the civil rights movement, for example Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., because of more localized racism that would normally be overlooked by bigger names of the larger audience, but was arguably equally important to extinguish. In the first page of the document, Lawrence's questions are focused on major events in Phyllis's childhood. This all took place after her mother won her case against the Katz drugstore. Phyllis stated that she experienced less racism and bigotry than is likely expected, despite acknowledging that distinct separation of races was still apparent. This interesting lack of hatred within Phyllis's community can be attributed to the work of her mother, who was also the one to suggest that Phyllis join the Des Moines Community Playhouse. With this advice, her daughter had a relatively normal childhood, especially considering the time period. Without Edna Griffin taking action within her small community, none of this would have been possible. Lawrence begins to key in on Edna Griffin's parenting style in particular during the transcription's second page. According to Phyllis Griffin, her mother made sure to stress to them that the opportunities that are available to them are truly endless. Edna Griffin maintained this belief outside of her own household as well. She would frequently visit churches and elementary schools and impart the same wisdom to any children who would listen. Young people are impressionable, as most people know. Edna Griffin took advantage of this and molded them into better citizens. This effect can be seen within the quality of Phyllis Griffin's upbringing. From her parenting style, Lawrence transitions into talks about how Phyllis thought Edna's actions were received by the public and how the community's general attitude had shifted due to her actions. Edna Griffin was eventually inducted into the Iowa Women's Hall of Fame, but according to Phyllis, the attitude of the community in general needed to change in order for that to happen. Thanks to the huge impact she had on this smaller community, Edna Griffin was able to change the minds of the public enough to induct her into the Hall of Fame for her actions. The amazing nature of her feat cannot be understated. Without her influence, it is a mystery for how long racial oppression would have continued in Des Moines.